Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, some changing weather patterns expected in the coming week. Wendy Ross is standing by with a look at our first alert weather forecast. And Wendy, how's it looking out there?
Oh my goodness, just when you thought it was all over, it is back again. We've got more showers developing out in the Gulf of Mexico, and all of this wet weather is getting ready to move back on shore. So not as heavy rains are going to be coming on through, but rain all the same. And so what you can see right here is the shower activity that we saw earlier in the evening. And of course now we're left with partly cloudy skies, just a couple of places reporting some lighter rains. But as you can see out here in the Gulf, we've got more showers coming on in, and that's going to be with us for the rest of the night. Right now we're looking at temperatures that are in the upper 60s, just about every place. Sarasota, Bradenton reporting rain or cloudy weather. Down in Venice, it's cloudy right now. And for the overnight time period tonight, we are watching the rain showers coming on in until about 2 o'clock in the morning. And then we're going to start to see just cloudy skies. The rain is going to come to an end, and we'll let you know how our work week is shaping up. Adam?
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. Well, have you filed your taxes yet? If you haven't, stop what you're doing and listen up. A major alert from the IRS regarding the extra hazards facing millions of taxpayers in the wake of that Equifax breach. ABC's Kenneth Moten tells us how we can protect our money.
A warning tonight from the IRS about the high risk of bogus filings to steal your tax refund. One potential reason, that massive Equifax Credit Bureau data breach. Hackers in 2017 obtaining the personal and financial information for 145 million people.
And you have a cornucopia of information, which is enough to give anybody all the ammunition they need to file a false tax return.
1,500 data breaches last year compromising people's sensitive information. Tax experts say credit freezes are monitoring won't stop tax-related identity theft.
If they have a name and a date of birth and a social security number, they're off to the races because they can create a fake W-2 form.
Seattle resident Katie Van Fleet, a victim of the Equifax breach. She and her attorney telling us they are looking ahead to the tax season after thieves already opened up fraudulent lines of credit in her name.
I did what I could to protect myself, but in the same way, I still feel helpless.
New this tax season, the IRS has placed a verification code box on all official W-2 forms to help with authentication. The code generated by the employer and will appear on your W-2. Those at risk urged to follow their tax status on the IRS's website.
Well, Sarasota police are asking for your help finding those responsible for a mysterious hit-and-run death that happened overnight Saturday. Investigators say a Good Samaritan found a woman's body in the 4000 block of Fruitville Road. After examining evidence at the scene, the Sarasota police sent out their traffic unit to investigate. They believe the incident occurred just before midnight on Saturday night. The victim's identity has not been released as police are still trying to contact next of kin. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Sarasota Police Department or Sarasota County Crime Stoppers at the number listed on your screen. That number, of course, 941-366-TIPS. Well, it was a startling Saturday night for a Sarasota man after he came face-to-face with a burglar at his home off Proctor Road. That suspected burglar didn't take anything from the home, but he did lose an important item after leaving the property. ABC 7's Erica Jackson has more.
The owner of the home tells us he heard 3 bangs outside of his home around midnight. He came face to face with the suspected burglar in the garage and noticed he was only wearing pants, but he didn't stay clothed for long. The incident happened on Oak Hollow Drive in Sarasota. The victim believes his house was a target because there were no lights on in the home early Sunday. He woke up to find his garage door open, even though his neighbor confirmed it was closed earlier that night. He thinks the man who broke into his home used the side door because he woke up to find it unlocked.
I heard noise. The third time I got up, looked out in the hall, turned the light, and there was a person standing in the doorway. I immediately rushed towards him, pushed the door shut. He pushed back, and I pushed it shut, locked it, and called the police, and they were here within 5 minutes.
Sarasota County deputies told the victim they found the suspected burglar a few blocks away, but at that point, he was not wearing a shirt or pants, only underwear. Deputies showed the victim a photo of the man they captured, and he believes law enforcement caught the right guy. No one was hurt in the incident, and the burglar did not take anything from the home. We're told this isn't the first time someone has tried to break into a home in that neighborhood. The victim says his neighbor faced a similar situation around Thanksgiving. Back to you.
All right, Erica, thank you very much. A drug deal gone bad in Manatee County. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office responding tonight to a shooting and attempted robbery. It happened on 10th Street Court East in Bradenton, where deputies found a man shot in the leg. That victim telling authorities he was trying to buy marijuana, but when he arrived, the person just tried to steal his money. Then when he tried to get away in his car, the person shot him. The victim went to the hospital for treatment, and this is an ongoing investigation. A deadly ambush in Pennsylvania. State police say 4 people were shot and killed at a car wash in a small town outside of Pittsburgh, a 5th victim surviving. As ABC's Stephanie Ramos reports, late today, police revealing that gunman, heavily armed with an assault weapon, was waiting for an attack.
State police are investigating the death of 4 people after what they describe as an ambush-style shooting early Sunday morning in western Pennsylvania. Just outside a self-serve car wash, police made the gruesome discovery, finding 4 people dead, all in their 20s.
While shots were being fired, an adult female passenger in the rear seat of the pickup truck took cover in the truck.
That woman hiding in the back seat of the truck managed to survive and only has minor injuries.
There's no explanation for any of this. As far as I know, every single person there was kind-hearted.
Police say the gunman is 28-year-old Timothy Smith. They say he parked on the side of the car wash, waiting for the victims to arrive. Smith is said to have been armed with several weapons.
Timothy Smith was wearing a body armor carrier without the ballistic panels inserted and had several magazines for the AR-15 and 9mm handgun.
Officers continue to collect evidence from all vehicles found at the scene, trying to figure out what happened. One of the victim's sisters spoke with ABC affiliate WTAE.
I mean, now I can see it. He has a very obsessive personality.
Police say the shooter has a gunshot wound to the head and is not expected to survive. They believe it may have been self-inflicted, but they are still investigating. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, New York.
Well, next tonight, the video making headlines across the country. A 7-year-old boy arrested at school in Florida, taken away in handcuffs. That boy accused of attacking a teacher, but his parents say police and the school went too far. It happened on Thursday down in Miami. The boy's mother in the principal's office when police put those cuffs on. The police taking that boy for a non-voluntary psychiatric evaluation, and the incident is now raising some questions. In a statement, Miami-Dade police said the action on a student rarely happens, but, quote, was warranted to prevent his erratic and violent behavior from bringing further harm to others or himself. Some reports say bullying may have been behind the child's outburst. He has been given a standard 10-day suspension, and the family says they have not ruled out a lawsuit. Well, 38 years after a Coast Guard ship collided with a tanker near the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, Coast Guard members, survivors, and family members held a memorial service. That ceremony featuring remarks, posting of the colors, and a reading of the lost crew members' names. And you can take a look at these photos from when that incident happened. They're from the Manatee County Public Library archives. The Blackthorn lost 23 of its 50 crew members in the worst peacetime disaster at the time in Coast Guard history. A memorial inscribed with the names of those crew members that perished now stands 2 miles north of the collision site in St. Pete. New developments in the deadly flu epidemic. Some schools in at least 6 states will be closed tomorrow. The epidemic so severe, in Oklahoma, 20 school districts have shut their doors in the last week as they now try to disinfect. In Jacksonville, Florida, the virus is forcing bus drivers to also stay home.
Sending your kid with a fever, especially a high fever, you're sending them on a bus with a bunch of kids, including the driver, and you're putting everybody else at risk.
39 states are still reporting high flu activity, and experts say the season may not have even reached its peak. The outbreak, the worst in nearly a decade, continuing to claim lives. A 12-year-old Florida boy, Dylan Winnick, was laid to rest this weekend. He is one of at least 37 children whose lives were cut short by the deadly H3N2 strain of the virus. And tonight, it's not just schools who are concerned. In Minneapolis, where fans are already packing the streets ahead of the Super Bowl, staff and volunteers armed with disinfectant are sanitizing surfaces multiple times a day, trying desperately to keep those crowds healthy. Well, coming up next here on ABC 7, a close call caught on camera. Look at the video gone viral. It's raising safety concerns over a high-speed train in the state.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. We're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place a mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
With several fatal incidents involving the opening of a high-speed train here in the state over the past months, tonight heightened concerns for safety after dashcam video captured a Florida truck driver just barely avoiding what could have been a deadly collision. Franklin White gives us a closer look at that video.
I said, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Unbelievable.
It was a typical Monday for Jerry and Jeff West, running errands and going grocery shopping when they saw this.
Unbelievable.
What you're seeing is dashcam video from the couple's car as they approach the tracks on Northeast 2nd Street in Deerfield Beach.
Look at this guy. Look at him.
Watch as this white truck snakes through traffic, goes around the crossing gate, and barely misses the oncoming Brightline train. The couple speaking with just one station, sharing their thoughts on seeing this frightening moment firsthand.
Yeah, I just thought, what an idiot. You know, people have already been killed, and here comes another one.
I thought about beeping the horn, but I don't think it would have mattered. I think he was set up on going around and getting through the gate.
Days later, the couple, still shocked from what they witnessed, shared the video online, and it's gone viral.
When I bought him the dash cam for Christmas, I didn't think about we were going to almost see somebody get hit by a train.
And because of incidents like that, signs like this are put in place near the tracks to prevent any deadly or serious accidents. And clearly this driver didn't heed those warnings, adding to the list of dangerous situations involving the new high-speed train. Most recently in Fort Lauderdale, police say a pedestrian was trying to cross the tracks near Northeast 3rd Avenue and North Flagler Drive. His injuries were non-life-threatening. That was days after a bicyclist was hit and killed in Boynton Beach trying to go around the gates as the train was coming. And prior to that, a woman was killed also in Boynton Beach when the police say she was also trying to cross the tracks. Brightline later responding.
Rail safety for passengers and pedestrians is a topic that should be important to us all. At Brightline, it's our #1 priority.
Look at this guy. Look at him.
And back to this most recent incident, the couple who captured this all on camera says even though the driver barely made it through, others may not be so lucky.
I understand a faster train, but it's probably never a good idea to just run through. You know, those arms are there for a reason, right?
There's a death wish there when somebody does something like that. And when you think about how fast this train is moving
this one is particularly fast.
So wait.
Which maybe you don't expect.
Big deal.
Jeez.
It's not that big of a deal. Well, you know, today was a big deal for us weather-wise because we knew that we were going to be getting this. We've been talking about it for days, and it was one of those all-day slogs, wasn't it? I mean, we just never had a break.
A little bit,
It was cloudy this morning, and then the rains came on in. Right now, it is still raining out there at the airport, 69 degrees. Dew point is at 69, and we are looking at high humidity of 96%. So the winds are still calm. They're coming in out of the southeast at around 6 miles per hour. And all around the state, we're looking at temperatures in the 60s, low to mid 60s across the northern part of the state. Down across our area and points south, we still see some 70s on the board at this point. And if you're at the beaches, it's just a little bit cooler. Longboat Key, Siesta Key, each reporting temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. And then as you move on shore, we're just a few degrees warmer than that. Today, though, despite all the clouds, despite the rain, we managed to get up to a high of 80 degrees, certainly a far cry from normal, which is 71. And what we're going to be experiencing for the rest of tonight, we still have showers out there. I'm going to show you radar in just a minute. And we've got fog and mist during the overnight time period that's going to be mixed on in with these showers, and that'll be around through the morning hours tomorrow. And it is going to be cooler on Monday. So what we've got going on is low pressure that is now sitting along the west coast of Florida, and it is going to move on out and move across the state and move into the Atlantic. And as it does so, we're going to see more rain. We've got cold weather coming on in. High pressure is going to help bring in those winds, and that will be a feature in our forecast starting tomorrow. In the meantime, you saw all of the heavier rains that came in earlier in the day, and now look what's developing out here in the Gulf of Mexico, swirling around that low. So it's going to be coming on through here throughout the overnight time period tonight. Most of the rain is fairly light, but we're starting to see some heavier showers forming down to our south, and those are going to be coming on in as well. And so this is going to be an all-night situation for us. We had the rain showers coming in beginning at around 1 o'clock this afternoon, continuing until about 7. We got a bit of a break. We're in that break period now, but we've got more of these showers coming on in from the Gulf, and they'll be swimming on through here during the overnight time period. And all of us got the rain from Tampa all the way down through Fort Myers and Point South. The heaviest rains taking place across the Tampa Bay region, and right here in Charlotte County, we saw some very heavy rains across southern Sarasota County as well. We were expecting under an inch of rainfall. We actually got more, especially down to our south, 2.2 inches all the way up to 3.2 from Englewood over to Northport, and then you can see from about an inch to an inch and a half of rain around portions of Sarasota and Manatee County. So we got plenty of rain, and of course we do have more for the overnight time period, but tomorrow we're going to be left with mostly cloudy conditions. Once all of that rain goes away, we are going to be looking at cloudy weather, temperatures getting very close to readings in the 70s, and if you're heading out to the beach, we've got winds coming in out of the west at around 10 knots, and then those winds are shifting around to the north to 20 knots. Seas will start out 2 to 4 feet and then 3 to 5 feet as the day progresses, with choppy conditions out on the bay and inland waters. So small craft advisories will more than likely be put into effect. Temperature reading of 70 degrees at the beaches. And this is what it looks like over the next several days. We're going to make Tuesday our first alert day because it is going to be the coldest day of the week, of 65, going down to 43 for the overnight low. And then we incrementally warm back up. Our next front comes on in and affects us on Saturday, but it won't be that cold. Adam?
Thank you, Wendy. Find out which all-star player stole the show up in Tampa tonight. That's coming up in sports.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
For the first and only time, the candidates for House District 72 will appear together to debate here on ABC7. They're tackling tough questions and addressing the issues that affect you, the voter. It's a debate you don't want to miss. Tuesday on ABC7 News at 7.
Now, sports.
The last time Tampa hosted an NHL All-Star game, the Lightning were just 7 years old, and there were still questions about whether Southwest Florida could become a hockey market. What a difference 19 years makes. Tampa Bay crushing it this weekend, both on and off the ice, and all Lightning starting four for the Atlantic Division's first game as well. Bolts forward Nikita Kucherov scoring on the fast break here to cut that deficit to 1 in the first game, and later on it's Kucherov and Jack Eichel in a 2-on-1, and watch this back and forth. Behind the back to Kucherov, wide open net, just not fair. Now Kuch would steal the show one more time with a move we haven't seen since March of last year. A tricky goal there for Kucherov, first hat trick in the short history of the All-Star Game's new 3-on-3 tournament format. The Atlantic wins its first game, but they would lose to the Pacific Division in the final game. Tiger Woods made it to Sunday out at Torrey Pines, and on the 13th hole, a fan yelled during a birdie putt. Woods not happy about it, as you can see there, and neither was the fan, who ended up getting ejected from the course. Now, Tiger would bounce back with a birdie on the very next hole. He finishes the round at an even 72. Overall, Tiger says he's happy with his performance this weekend.
The short game wasn't something I was worried about coming into this week. I knew what I could do, what I've been doing at home. That wasn't going to be the issue. It was going to be, can I shoot low scores? I didn't, but I grinded out some good rounds.
Now we'll have to wait another day to find out who won the tournament. Jason Day and Alex Noren played 5 playoff holes, but the tournament was suspended after they ran out of daylight. And Roger Federer locking up his 20th Grand Slam today in the Australian Open. The 36-year-old defeating Marin Cilic, who defeated Federer back in the 2014 U.S. Open for his first major title. Since going 4 years without winning a major, Federer appears to be back in full form, winning 3 of his last 5. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
We all love our kids and want what's best for them. You have the power to help your kids learn to succeed in life every day. When you promote a love for learning at home, children build the skills they need to be ready for school. You can be their everyday hero. It's easy. Just text Everyday Hero to 77453 for simple learning tips.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
A British royal tradition comes to the Suncoast. I'm Joey Panic. On Suncoast View, we'll learn how to properly take royal tea and tell you where you can have this royal experience without heading overseas. Urbanite Theater is here to talk about how human kindness comes through in the midst of tragedy as they preview their new play. Plus Suncoast for sale and spice and tea exchange in the kitchen.
Monday at 4 on Suncoast View.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Numbers are in, and it looks like Maze Runner Death Cure won the weekend at the box office. The last installment of the young adult franchise from 20th Century Fox, bringing in over $23 million domestically. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, staying strong, however, taking that second spot. And in third place, the gritty independent film Hostels. So there you go, Jumanji doing better than expected. I thought thought it would be a flop, but people
Did
like
you
it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I thought it would be good. I did. I thought it would be good. I'll tell you what's going to be better is that after we get through the overnight time period, it's going to be better weather tomorrow. So we are going to be looking at mostly cloudy conditions. This is how you can plan out your day. John Scalzi will be in the morning hours to let you know about your morning commute.
Yeah, don't let it ruin your day, though.